Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask, why is the Divine Masculine still running, and why isn't the Divine Masculine communicating? Those are the questions we're going to ask today. So in a way, I do feel like this is metaphoric because of the universal secret. But anyway, let's just go ahead and ask and see what the divine says. Why is the Divine Masculine still running from this relationship? Why? Why is the Divine Masculine running, please, from this relationship? I have two cards for the collective. Two cards for the collective. Why is the Divine Masculine running from the relationship? Two cards. Okay, so we have Ace of Pentacles reversed, and we have the World card reversed. Okay, so what this is telling me, the reason why the Divine Masculine is still running is because they are still clinging to the old cycle. Okay, they're still clinging to the old programs. They are still clinging to the old, I don't know, the past, something that happened in the past. They're clinging on that. They're not moving forward. They're not completing this cycle. They're not healing from the past. So they're questioning if this is a wise investment. They're questioning if this can really take off the ground. They're questioning themselves. They're questioning if they themselves are a wise investment. That's what they're questioning, because they're clinging to the past. They're not moving on from the past. Let's get a clarifier, please. Why else is the Divine Masculine running from this relationship? Why? And again, it doesn't have to be male. It could be female. Lots of females also running from the relationship. Metaphorically, I'm going to keep saying, because when you learn the secret, you'll find that there really is no such thing as running. Okay, so that's interesting. You know why else they're running? Because they are in love with you, and that scares them. So they are unconditionally loving. They are afraid that they will not receive this affection back from you. They want to give you affection, but they just don't think that they're going to get what they're not going to receive. They're not going to get it returned back to them, is what I'm getting. That is why they're running. And you'll find out. There's a universal secret. You'll find out when you see that answer. You gotta kind of question that, right? Well, why is that a reason to run from a relationship? Is it now, or is the universe blocking this in a very creative way? Is the universe blocking this in a very creative way? You have to ask. So this is the question I'm going to ask the DF. We could do two ways, all right? We could say, why is the DF running from the DM? Or how is the DF running from themselves? Because really, you're a mirror to each other. And so there's something inside of you that you're running away from, and that is mirroring back to them. So there's something inside of you that needs to be healed, because all they can do is mirror back to you your own inner wounds. So let's ask, why are you running away from yourselves? Okay. Once you're in union with yourself, that's when you become in union with your Divine Masculine. So let's see. Why are you running from yourself? What's going on here? Empathy reversed. Okay. Knight of Cups reversed. And then we have the Hermit reversed. Okay. So a couple of things are going on. So how are you running from yourself? Well, you're not showing yourself love. You're not loving yourself, is what they're telling me. So the Knight of Cups normally is depicted as somebody offering their cup of love. They're on a horse with a cup and they want to offer that. It's like a love gesture. And they're asking you to do that to yourself, so to offer that love to yourself first. Okay? So you have to come into union with yourself first before you can come into union with your divine masculine, because this is not a codependent relationship. This is a, unconditionally, it's just a non-codependent relationship. It's just unconditional love. Okay? And it's not your typical template of a relationship at all. You have to deprogram yourself to be in this type of relationship, because it's you and you sharing the same soul, and your divine counterpart has no choice but to mirror back to you how you feel about yourself, and vice versa. They're doing the same exact thing. It doesn't look like it, but they are. They're doing the same exact work as we are. And then also, the universe is also asking you to become a hermit right now, to be more introspective, to really learn about yourself, to really gain all that knowledge, to meditate, to contemplate, to go within, to become that divine feminine, to do the yin practices of being still, of being patient, of learning unconditional love, to realize we are all one. Okay, but because this was reversed, many of us aren't doing that. Okay, and so that's another way of we're running from ourselves. So we're running from ourselves in a couple of ways. We're running from ourselves in the fact that we're running away from our own darkness. We're not dealing with it. We're not dealing with our own darkness, right? So let's say we have some inner child wounds that we're maybe unconscious of. I know I was. Or maybe you are conscious of it because you understand what's triggering you and why. I didn't, but maybe you do. And now I do, of course. And so it's something that, if you're not dealing with that, you're running away from yourself. Okay. Another part of it is that many of you are not giving yourself that cup of love. You're looking to get that from someone else. You're looking outside of yourself for that cup of love. You're looking outside of yourself for that confirmation that you're lovable. And that's not what the divine wants. That's not what you signed up for at a soul level. You did not sign up to look outside of yourself for that love. So that is another way that you're running away from yourself. And running away from yourself by being introspective, by, again, feeling the whole, we are not separated, we are all one, we are all love. It's that, contemplation, being the hermit, gaining that knowledge, that's, that spiritual teachings, taking it all in, becoming the best, really the highest version of yourself. And that is another way that you're running away from yourself if you're not taking the time to do that, if you're just distracting yourself from doing that. But let's also get a clarifier. Okay, so let's ask this question. How else are you running away from yourself or your divine masculine? How are you running away from yourself or your divine masculine? Let's just see what happens. Let's see what card we get. So this is called the camera. And so what they're saying here is learning from the past. Okay. So when you're reminiscing about the past, are you reminiscing or are you looking into the past like, I don't like what I see. I don't like our past. I'm still pretty upset about it. I'm not over it. I feel, like a victim or whatever, And so you might be running away from your DM, and they might be mirroring you, and you might be running away because you are still not healed from the past. And you might be saying, I don't want any part of that again. I don't want anyone to cross my boundaries like that again. And again, it's your perception. And if you look at my videos this week, I go into that. There's a card I go into about perception, where your brain is telling you things and it's not even true. It's just an illusion. There's something that you're not seeing. There is a huge illusion that you guys haven't seen yet with your twin flame. Some of you probably get it. But anyway, you're running away from your own self and your divine masculine due to the fact that you haven't learned from the past. Some of you, not all of you. Some of you are unconditionally loving your twin flames despite what happened in the past. This is what I think. If when you learn to unconditionally love your twin flame while feeling this way, while feeling the pain, while feeling this person hurt me, but unconditionally loving them anyway, knowing that this is your twin, that is when it's like the universe gives you this gift. And they're like, okay, we see that you've really come far. We see that you've awakened, and you truly, of course, they'll know if you're like faking it. They'll know if you're just pretending, or if you truly unconditionally love your twin. And when you truly unconditionally love your twin, that's when they give you a whole other test, like the second level, third level. I don't know. Don't ask me how many levels. It's a lot. It's a lot of levels. And man, if you don't learn from that test, it's almost like it's a killer. It's almost like you almost feel like you want to give up. If you don't learn from that test, I'm not saying everyone, some of us, I know they put me through another test. And I did feel like at one point that I was running away from my own twin flame, not gonna lie, and running away from myself, running away from my own darkness, my own shadows. I don't want to deal with it. It's just terrible. Like, what do I want to face that for? I'd rather just be like, la 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 la, everything's fine. I'm just gonna go that way, and I'm gonna see what else can distract me, because I don't want to face my inner child woundings. That's not for me. Okay, and now let's ask for communication. Okay, yeah, I almost forgot. Let's do a connecting energy for both of you. Why are you running away from each other? So why are you running away from each other? Why are you both running? Why can't you just stand still? What do you got to run for? So what's going on here? Why are you both running? Where are you running to? That reminds me of that Diana Ross song. Okay, so you got the twin flame card. That's hilarious. Okay, you're running because you're twin flames. Because you know you're twin flames. That's why you're running. You're like, I can't do it. It's too hard, this twin flame journey. I don't like it. Just give me a soulmate and let's be done with it. So that's why. You're running from each other because your yin and yang are a little out of balance. You're not in that Zen mode yet because this was reversed when I picked it up. So you're out of balance. The duality is taking over the unity. And so you're not really complementing each other yet. It's a little bit of an imbalance, right? There's some overthinking on one end. It's causing the other to be out of balance. It's when you both get into peace and you have peaceful thoughts about each other, then the running stops. There's a couple more stuff to it, obviously. I teach about all of it. Anyway, let's go ahead and ask about the communication. Yeah, just look at my videos, and I pretty much give every step of what needs to be healed. All right, so let's look at communication for the collective, for the divine masculine. Why isn't the divine masculine communicating right now? Why? Well, it's because they're so busy running and huffing and puffing. Because they're running so hard. They're running away. They're really not. Okay, so the reason why they're not communicating, well, we got Ten of Swords. Okay, and we got Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, so there's no communication because, well, Ten of Swords is all about painful endings, right? So they're still kind of feeling like, are they good enough? They're feeling like, my heart's been broken. Broken? Did I just say that? Broken? It's still broken. It's broke and it's an ing and it just keeps doing it. Breaking. Their heart is breaking. Their heart is broken. And so they're getting over this painful ending, okay, of losing you, of losing their twin flame. And you are too. Both of you are. Both of you are going through this painful ending. That is why there's no communication. It's almost like you're scared. You're not trusting the universe on either side. The awareness is not there yet. The breakthroughs aren't there yet. The Ace of Swords is reversed. So obviously that's also communication. And it's like you want to cut through that truth, but you haven't yet. There's still that wall of an illusion. This wall of an illusion that's just, and I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I always think I do, right? I'm seriously that person where I think I have all the answers. And I think, oh, I just keep channeling and I keep figuring out and I keep asking for more and they keep giving more. And I think I know everything. And I know that there's more illusions that I just don't see. I know there's more. God, I hope not. I hope I have it all. But there's probably more. There's probably more breakthroughs and awarenesses, more than I can count. I don't even know if I'm going to figure out in this lifetime. And that's probably something that I need to work on. Always having to know the answer. Like, why can't I just be? And like, I don't know, just be still. I always got to know. Anyway, so that is why they're not communicating. They don't have the awareness of the illusion right now. They see an illusion that's blocking them. They have these thoughts. They're listening to their own perceptions. They don't have this clarity, this truth. They don't have clarity right now on their side. There's no clarity. I'm hoping my divine masculine has clarity because I feel like I got clarity. I got clarity here. So I'm hoping my divine masculine also has this breakthrough because I've had a breakthrough. I'm feeling like this right now. I feel like the breakthrough's happening. So I'm hoping my divine masculine also has clarity. And that's the way it works, right? Like one has clarity and then the other also has clarity all at the same time because you're all one. And we're the collective too. So what I also think is if I have clarity, why can't the collective have clarity? We're all one. We're all one big happy family. Okay. But they're telling me I can't tell you guys. And the reason why they're telling me that is because there's just a couple of like life lessons. Like they don't want you to just know, they want you to get through the life lessons. They want you to have a breakthrough on your own. Okay. Although with the phone coaching, sometimes they tell me I can tell. It just depends on where you're at in your twin flame journey. But yeah, breakthroughs, clarity. You gotta go through the work first. You gotta figure out some things. You gotta figure out something about yourself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. You kidding me? Every day my daughter points out what I'm not perfect at. Every day she points something out to me, like something I suck at. Anyway, she's my biggest mirror right now. I have to say, like she's taken on that twin flame energy for me. She just mirrors back to me everything that's not good. Everything that's not good. She just mirrors it right back to me. It's infuriating. It really is. Okay, so let's say why. So let's mirror this. Why are you not communicating to yourself? How? How are you not communicating to yourself? How are you not communicating to yourself? Because they're just mirroring a part of you. How is the divine feminine not communicating to themselves? We're going to do the mirror work here. Well, we got the wheel, and we got one of pentacles. Okay, that's probably the ace. Like one of pentacles. The heck is that? It's got to be the ace of pentacles is reversed, which is you. Both of you are mirroring each other. See, another ace of pentacles reversed. See, there's a lot of mirroring going on right now. So it's like you're not seeing the abundance in this relationship and you're not seeing the abundance in your own life. Okay, you're not seeing the gift in your own life. And therefore, you're not communicating to yourself. You're not telling yourself how, abundant you already are. You're telling yourself probably the opposite. You probably, and I'm not saying for all of you, just because this is a collective reading. So for some of you, perhaps you're maybe noticing the scarcity or the lack, right? So maybe, and I do that too, right? You see what's missing. You don't really see the good things that are there. Like you just see what's missing and what could make your life better. And that's what you focus on, right? And so the way you can communicate to yourself is just tell yourself how abundant your life, like show yourself how abundant your life really is. Okay, and then the wheel, that must be the wheel of fortune. And so that's all about the destiny and second chances. Okay, and so that's about knowing that you're on a cycle and knowing that perhaps you feel like, I'm in a cycle of change and maybe now's not the time to communicate. So some of you have a like really good head on your shoulders and you're like, this is upright. And all of you are like, I'm on a cycle right now and I need to be still. And communication is probably not the right time for me right now, is what I'm getting. I'm too busy becoming a butterfly right now. She's got a butterfly there. I'm too busy right now. I'm playing with I have no idea what the heck that is. That's some kind of divination tool. Anyone know? But you're working on yourself. So that's why you're not communicating, because you're working on yourself. That's why you're not communicating with your divine masculine. Because I did ask, how are you not communicating to yourself? So let's also get a clarifier. What does the Wheel of Fortune mean? How is the divine feminine not communicating with themselves as the divine feminine? How are you not communicating with yourself? How is that being mirrored back to the divine masculine? Yeah. So instead of communicating with yourself, maybe you're instead maybe watching your divine masculine, maybe on social media. Okay. Maybe you have like a perception of your divine masculine and you're focused on your divine, that's what they're telling me. You're more focused on, instead of being focused on yourself and focused on your own abundance and your own happiness. It might be because you might be a little too focused on your divine masculine and the lack of, right? The lack of your divine masculine. Where is he? Or where is she? What do they even look like anymore? Do you remember? I have to look at a picture to remember. If I ran into them, would I recognize them? It's been so long. Okay. So also maybe just grab a connecting. Like why aren't the DM, the DF communicating? Why aren't the DM, the DF communicating? What's going on here? What's going on? Yeah. Well, this is why. The Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper's the reason. Well, because the relationship's over. But it was reversed. It wasn't upright. And so, but I think a lot of you are under the illusion that the relationship is over, that there's no second chances, that either party's not going to want the other. But there is a big transformation going on both sides because both of you miss each other so much. I mean, look, your divine masculine, like, unconditionally loves you, wants to show you affection. Okay, so even if it is conditional, like maybe some of you are still at that level where it's more like a, conditional love, your normal everyday conditional love, where you do me wrong, you're done, and you're more like, I just want to show you some affection. Okay, so some of you might be there, or some of you, it really is kind of a deep, unconditional love. It's like no matter what, like you just love this person so much, like no matter. It's like your child, like no matter what your child does, like you just love your child, that type of thing. Yeah. All right. So also let's go ahead and grab some oracles and see what you got. All right. So you got healer. Okay, and this says, Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. See, you could see that he's like using his transmutation skills. So what this is telling me is that part of our growth and part of our transformation is that we need to be working with our healing energy. So some of you are energy workers, you're healers. Okay, some of you work with, transmuting. I transmute with the violet flame. Some of you probably transmute with other things. There's so many ways to transmute, lower like negative energies into higher vibrational energies. So this is what you need to be working on right now. And then, transmuting for yourself and your twin flame. You could be transmuting and healing you and your twin flame energetically. You could be doing this. Whatever you want to do and visualize transmuting the past, right? You could change the past, okay? When you move up in vibration, all timelines change. Not only do your future timelines change, but your past timelines change. It's all different. I know that sounds weird, but that's how it works. Your past changes. And I can't really describe the secret, but that's part of it. It's part of it. So, y'all are going to get it. Anyway, so healing. Work on your own healing. I know, it's all you hear, right? With every single reading you watch, it gets like old, right? It's like, enough with the healing. I know, it's what I do every day. I heal. Well, there's still a little more healing to do because look at the next card we got. Okay, so we got Grace and Antoinette. Okay, and this says to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion, right? So, of course, what we're talking about doesn't have to be. This could be you and a family member, maybe you and your parents. So maybe you have some inner child work where maybe you haven't forgiven your mom or dad for something, or a sibling, or maybe a friend, or your twin flame. Okay, maybe someone you need to forgive, and the way to do that is to kind of see it from their point of view. Okay, to have compassion for them. Okay, you have to see it from their point of view, which is hard when you don't talk to them, you don't know you don't know what their point of view is. So go ahead and guess what their point of view is. Take a wild stab at it, and maybe anyway. So what this is saying is try to see a different point of view. Instead of using your perception, instead of using your judgment, instead of using your brain, maybe go into your intuition. And, in these readings, try to help, right? Tries to help you with their perception, right? With what, so try to see it from their side. Okay, why aren't they running? Well, they're stuck in the past. So try to see if, like what about the past? Why do they maybe see that why do they feel like they're not a good investment, or maybe they feel like this is not a good investment? Why are they running from you when they want to show you nothing but affection? Not having breakthroughs, not having the awareness. And when I mean stuck in the past, I mean painful endings. They are clinging to the past. They are not moving forward in this cycle. They're not completing this cycle yet. They're just not. And this has a lot to do with mirroring you as well. For some of you, this is a collective reading. So for some of you, you may just need to notice the abundance around you, and that will help lift the vibration, and that will help lift your twin flame's vibration. And for some of you, you are in that wheel of fortune. You are on that cycle. You are living your destiny, or you're moving into your destiny, and you're working hard with your transformation. Okay. The next card we got is protection. Okay, and what this says is call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Yeah, call back your power. Whenever I do this with my energy, I always call my energy back in. I call like, woohoo, come back. I'm not giving my energy away, bring it back. And then I run it. Okay, I run my energy. I could teach that over phone coaching. I do so many classes now on something called Mind Valley. I know you see them all over YouTube. Anyway, I did. I bought a bunch of classes and I'm really loving it. And I want to share it with you guys. But, you know, it has to be phone coaching. Some of it I might give away. We'll see. It's very expensive to be on Mind Valley. Anyway, so the next thing I want to say about this card is cutting the cords. So, for instance, there's some painful stuff that must have happened between you two. You want to cut those cords, cut those. Ask Archangel Michael to help you cut any negative cords. Use your transmutation skills, right? We saw that about transmuting. I don't know where the card went now. But anyway, there was a card where it showed where there was some kind of healing going on. Okay. Kind of just disappeared. And I remember what the card looked like too. It was somebody that was transmuting. Anyway, just disappeared. So, and then soul retrieval. Okay, so it's almost like your soul retrieval is about communicating with yourself. So this is something, oh, this is what they're telling me. Okay, so with your soul retrieval, the part about you not communicating with yourself, this means you need to be communicating with your soul. Okay, communicate with your soul. That's key. And even when you're in union, it's even more key to communicate with your soul. Okay, because you're not focused. Yes, you're communicating with your twin flame. It's not like you gotta ignore your twin flame. That's silly. Of course, you gotta talk to them, but when things start to mirror and when things start to go in a different direction or things like start to happen, you first want to go within and you want to go in with your soul and you want to get you kind of want to get your bearings. You want to get your foundation. You kind of want to call in your energies, call in your soul and like have a discussion, you know, communicate, get the answers in some way. Okay, because they always want to show you signs and synchronicities. They always want to show you what it is that you need to know. It's very important to be involved with the divine big time in a twin flame union. If you make it into one of those codependent relationships where it's just you and your divine masculine or divine feminine and you're just kind of hanging out with each other and you're just kind of doing what everyone else is doing, like leaning on each other and trying to get something that you don't have, longing for something that you haven't given to yourself, conditionally loving, okay? Like that's going to cause separation big time. So what you want to do is you want to be one with your soul. You want to communicate with your soul. Your soul is the only way. I always get that divine feminine card of through, going through the maze. The only way to get through the maze is through your soul. And cut those cords from the past, from those negative, you know, icky, negative memories. Let's cut that. Okay, call your power back. Call it in. Whatever that means to you. Okay, oh, see, I found the card again. It just appeared. Here we go. Anyway, transmute. Okay. All right, another card you got. You got the future. What does this say? It says, expect the unexpected to occur. Be alert for new opportunities to come to you in unusual ways. The angels give a gift to you, the future, but they can't undo the fate that you alone make true when expectations cloud your view. For even the most perfect plans need the touch of divine hands. That's lovely. Okay, your future. All right. And the next card you got is smoke. I don't know, maybe you can see something. I see something, but we'll see if you see something in that smoke. Vision. So this is all about your visions, right? So when you're meditating or dreaming, when you wake up in the morning, half awake, half asleep, sometimes you have these visions. Really pay attention to that because that's how the divine is talking to you right now. They're giving you visions right now. Don't ignore the visions. All right, and the last card, because this is the new deck, I thought it was pretty cool. I decided to keep it open to the book. Okay, so what you got is it's called asana. So for a lot of you, for some of you who do yoga, that's a type of yoga. It's called asana. Okay, and this is their message to you. Looks like twin flames, huh? Looks like twins, right? Hanging out. All right, so it came out reverse. It says it's time to take it to your mat. The mind has been in control for far too long. It will never answer the questions of your soul's calling. To talk to the spirit, you must talk to its home, the body. The solutions are not outside of yourself. They're in the very temple you abide in. See, this is good, right? Because we're talking about communication. I said, well, how are we not communicating to ourselves? Me included. How am I not talking to myself? Well, this is how we do it. Okay. To talk to the spirit, you must talk to its home, the body. The solutions are not outside of yourself. They're in the very temple you abide in. Through movement and breath, you create space between the inhales and the exhales to discover your truth. The mind will tell you stories until the end of time. The body cannot. Interesting. The mind can tell you stories. The body cannot. If it's been a while since you've done an asana yoga practice, consider this a request from spirit reminding you to come back home to yourself. That's beautiful. All right. A little message from the divine there. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you're interested in a private reading, please email me at twinflamesalchemisttarot@gmail.com. And then tomorrow we are going to ask, what is your divine masculine's perception of you? And why is your divine masculine not showing their true feelings? All right. I will see you then. Thanks. Bye.